And hello, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural or test episode, if you like, of a new blog called Pop Culture Cult, or the PCC. Now, we're going to talk about everything we can from movies to TV shows to cons, comics, beer, everything else that we can come up with, just to kind of give our insight, I would say, into things that we find interesting. We'll skip politics the most we can. We'll talk sports and stuff like that. But for the most part, movies, TV, comics, the fun stuff, the stuff that we actually really all care about. Uh, my name is Sean Myling. I am a early 40s white man who is in a deep appreciation for the time that we live in right now. We have great movies coming out. Everything from the Marvel universe, the DC cinema universe, they're working on it. We've got great TV shows with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the DC TV group actually have it figured out with Arrow and Flash and Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow. We've got new Doctor Who coming. We got Sherlock coming. And so we like to sit around and talk about all that stuff. And we thought, if we're talking about it, you're talking about it. And so we should all get together and create a dialogue and see how you guys are seeing it. We're into other stuff too. We like serious movies. We like the Coen brothers. We like Quentin Tarantino. Uh, Blacklist is one of our favorite TV shows. But we kind of skip reality TV somewhat. It's kind of hard to skip it nowadays because every channel's got 17 shows. And so we're going to do our best to share our opinion. We're going to try to do something once a week and have posts on everything that's going on news wise. In this, we're going to do a little bit of news and then we'll have a dialogue. Eventually, my wife will join us, but this is being the we'll say test episode. We're gonna get figured out, and then she'll come in and be the cavalry on the horse. So, what are we gonna start with today? Today we're gonna talk about what came out today. They're gonna reboot Rambo: First Blood. Why? 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 Was there an outcry, a calling, a want, a need for new Rambo without Stallone? How are you gonna do Rambo without Stallone? Okay, he's 802 years old. He looks like he's 35. Steroids are bad, okay? But they're gonna do a reboot. Um, New Image and Millennium are gonna get together and produce it, and they're gonna put it out as a complete reboot of that 80s classic Killing Spree. Why? I ask again, why do we need this kind of thing? I don't know why we need this kind of thing. Everybody says that Hollywood is out of ideas. Maybe they're out of ideas, or they're just trying to make a buck. And let's be serious, people in Hollywood aren't putting that stuff out for free. They're trying to make money. So I guess if you look at it that way, then yeah, sure, it makes sense to me. On another movie note, on Sunday, I'm getting together with a group and we're going to go see Doctor Strange. Finally, finally. I've been waiting for this movie for months and waiting for it, and I was super bummed that we weren't able to get the footage that they showed the Marvel panel in Hall H at San Diego Comic Con. From everything I've read, everything I've heard, it's pretty amazing, I guess. And then I've read some stuff and seen some reviews. I'm trying really hard not to do that because I don't want that to taint my movie going experience. But everything I've seen says it's visually amazing and the storyline makes sense. And Stan Lee's cameo is awesome. And Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing because it's Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, come on, he's up here somewhere. I think he's over there with that's actually Watson right there. Uh, so We are really looking forward to seeing it. We will do a review next week once we got back and had some time to kind of let it uh, percolate in our system and give us a chance to think about what actually happened. And then we'll share it with you, start a dialogue, have you come back with us to say, hey, I like this. This is not like the comic, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that. And con news and Comic Con news, um, this weekend was the Alamo City Comic Con. And now you're asking yourself, Sean, why are you talking about the Alamo City Comic Con? Well, because they had something happen for those Doctor Who fans who thought it would never happen again. And I posted it on our Facebook page, Pop Culture Cult. Uh, it is John Borman, Billy Piper, and David Tennant together for the first time since they were on the show. And it's been 10 plus years since they were all on the show together. They've all been together. It's Borman or Piper together, or Piper and Tennant together, or Tennant's by himself because he doesn't do a lot of cons, and Borman does everything. That's obvious. Billy Piper was here in Phoenix this last year for our big Phoenix Comic Con, and was a big hit. That we were actually at that panel. It was amazing. She was so funny and so engaging and so patient with everyone who was there. And then apparently had a really good time with whose name is escaping me, River Song. I can't think of her real name right now. I'm a terrible host of a freaking pop culture fucking blog. Oh yeah, we're gonna cuss a lot. Apparently they had a good time, and Eve Miles was there from Torchwood and Broadchurch, and apparently they all went and had margaritas and had a really good time. They told that story in multiple panels. So back to what I was saying, Borman and Piper and Tennant don't normally get together all together. The picture was amazing. Uh, Gets you a little nostalgic for what happened with the show. Uh, Being able to bring those together was actually a little jealous. And Alamo, freaking San Antonio? What? San Antonio? Not New York, not San Diego, not LA, not freaking Wizard World and wherever, Baltimore or whatever they're going to do it. No, they do it in San Antonio, Texas, which is essentially 2 inches away from the armpit of America. If you've ever been in San Antonio, it's dirt and a cactus, and there's a brick building that's not very big and nobody cares about, and the Spurs suck. So I'm really jealous of them. Good job on them for getting the three of them together. And apparently Borman stayed like 3 hours late, signing everybody's autograph and doing everything. That's Mrs. Borman right here. This is Captain Jack Hartness. We have a affinity for him because he's pretty awesome. And lastly, we're going to talk about tonight is I have a uncontrollable obsession with two things right now. One is Funko vinyl pops. I know, I'm a grown ass man and I like toys. Get over yourself. So Funko has done everything. I'm actually looking at. I've got about 35 of them here in our studios, uh, aka our geek room in our house. We're not gonna talk about that. And we have got Star Wars and Doctor Who and Firefly because it's Firefly. There's William Wallace up there. Breaking Bad. I have the Crystal Ship. I have Thanos. There's Moriarty over there. Baymax. Uh, Agent Coulson. K9 from Doctor Who. Anyways, love Funko Pops. I have an obsession with them. My wife tells me all the time we go out that I can't get any more until I get more shelves, and then somehow I come home with like 3 or 4 more. So I may have an issue. Yes, I know it's this generation's Beanie Babies. I don't care. I buy ones that I like. I buy ones that shows and movies and things that I'm obsessed with. And I'm also slightly obsessed with a super small show on Netflix called Stranger Things. And Scott Pilgrim is yelling at me. That's my phone going off. Yes, I have the Scott Pilgrim notification on my phone. So, Stranger Things. Yeah, that show is awesome. If you're someone of my age group or slightly older, you grew up in the 80s. And the 80s were, for the most part, pretty dull, pretty boring, except for when it came to movies and music. Cars were drab, clothes were drab unless you lived in Miami, and then they were like super duper colored or whatever. Uh, so Stranger Things, not much of a horror person. I'm not into scary movies and stuff like that. I like suspense, but not into horror too much. And this show hooked me, like straight out hooked me. And so I got sucked into the show, and I obsessed over it. I may have a little strange obsession with a 12-year-old girl by the name of 11. She's awesome. She's a superhero. Come on. Anyways, so it came out today that Funko is finally going to do Stranger Things Pops. That's right. I'm gonna get like 10 more because I have them all. You gotta have Will and Will in the upside down, and you gotta have the Double Gordon and the Double Gordon with his mouth open, and you gotta have 11 and 11 with the Egos and the wig. You gotta have Barb. Justice for Barb. Come on. Can we have some justice for Barb? Am I asking for too much here? I don't think so. So, they're going to come out in early 2017, which is way too long. Back in September, I actually saw the post originally from Funko, and they did two concept drawings of 11 and Barb, just to kind of figure out how everybody felt about it. And apparently, it was overwhelming about what people wanted. And this is what happens. They ask you people what you want to do, what you want, and companies like Funko have it figured out. They make their clients and their people who buy their stuff happy, and we go out and spend more money than we probably should on toys that just sit on our shelf and collect dust. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, they're gonna come out. You can pre-order them now. They're like $10, or you can wait till they come out on the shelves. I'm sure some of like the Double Gorgon one, 11 with the Ego, probably will be like exclusives for something. Hot Topic will have some exclusives, but I'm sure they'll make a couple that are super hard to get. I'm still looking for ones. I'm still looking for Arrow Unmasked that was San Diego Comic Con from like 3 years ago. I find them, it's like $75. I can't justify spending that much on plastic that's gonna sit on my shelf, but they're so cool. Anyways, so what do you think? It's the inaugural episode. Uh, we still got bells and whistles that we got to figure out. We're gonna share as much as we can. Uh, we'll do at least one of these a week, and we'll talk about everything that comes up in pop culture, movies, and music. I don't know, music. Maybe if it happens to help the TV shows and movies and all that other stuff, then yeah, we'll talk about music. I don't care. Beer, we'll eventually do something like a beer of the week. Uh, we live in the Phoenix area in Arizona, and so we have a great microbrews around here. So we'll probably be sharing beers of the week, and we'd like to hear from you guys. What do you obsess over? What is your fandom? What is the thing in pop culture that you look at and you go, this is amazing, everybody needs to hear about it? Or am I crazy? Is Stranger Things stupid? Is Doctor Who just, out of date? Maybe. And if you say that, you're wrong, but that's okay. And we all understand that Rogue One comes out in 57 days. No, it's 54 days, I think, at this point. Yeah, I'm ready to sit in line for that. So, anyways, this is Pop Culture Cult, the PCC, coming to an end tonight. Let us know what you guys think of the first one, and thank you for watching. Good night now.